hard for respect in my city. I'm working hard for respect. Yeah. You think you got it, I got it for real. You think you got what I got? This one for those they forget in my city. This one for those they forget. Yeah. This dog off the leash and it's ready to kill.
All right, we here with the West preview. I got my guys. Teddy, you all right over there? What's up? You struggling?
Yeah, bro, this shit is whack.
Hey, it's not much.
It ain't McAllen's, bro. It ain't McAllen's. I'll tell you that. No, it's all right. It's all right.
That's your first time having
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Very harsh?
Very harsh. It's not smooth. That's what I mean by that. It's not like.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Dunbar's in the building. My guy Chris, the agent in the building, just came back from Vegas. All limbs are intact. Let's go.
Yep.
Still has his nice smile. No teeth
Honestly,
missing.
oof. Was looking dim there for a second. I wasn't sure I was coming back.
Yo, I text Chris. I was like, yo, how's Vegas? He goes, down a little bit. I was like, that's Vegas, bro. That's
Yeah.
Vegas.
It was looking
broke
scary.
even,
Yeah,
though,
it was
he told
look-
me.
yeah, I
So it's
broke
a win.
even. Yeah, I was looking scary there for a bit, but
That's a win if you ask me.
made a nice little run at the end.
I might be going in December. So if you guys want to saddle up and go.
If
stop being a
this
bitch
stock
and-
hits, we're all going on me. I'm telling you now.
On you?
On it's on the record now, so I can't go back. I can't go. I can't go back. Yeah, I can't go back on it now.
What are you going to December for?
So might be going with the people from Blue Wire.
Mm-hmm.
Will might be out there.
All right.
Still up in the air.
Nice.
But I know he wrote on there's a fight. The Poirier and Oliveira for the belt.
Okay.
This will be the last pay-per-view of the year.
Is that the
And
Masvidal one too?
They announced
That's a sick
Masvidal
card.
and Leon, and Will tagged me on Instagram. He's like, I think we got to go to this. I was like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah. So
don't
then
threaten me
yeah.
with a good time, bro.
Yeah, you gotta go.
So I know I'm going to be out there before the football season ends, just
Okay.
waiting to iron it out. But it's sick for a card, man. For a card, it's
Just give me a
awesome.
couple weeks heads up if you're going to do it.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, man? You still only with the stock? That's it? You don't want to get a
Oh
little
yeah,
wild?
I mean,
So we need
time and place. I can't really take a vacation right now. I'm like back at work and
Bro,
stuff.
you go
like,
for the weekend. You're chilling.
we'll
Take
see.
the red eye back.
Well, I
man
work.
up on
I
Monday.
get overtime too on weekends. I'll figure it out.
Just
But if we set a date, then
Yeah,
maybe.
just
yeah.
pull your back like the Thursday before
Yeah.
and be like, yo, I got to go to a chiropractor and you're
That's
chilling.
it.
Yo, this is the Western Conference preview. I did the East with Jarrell and Dylan. Check that out if you haven't checked that out yet. I think this is a more compelling conference than the East.
I agree.
Thoughts?
The East is definitely much stronger than in years past.
I also think the East is better up top.
It's top heavy.
Top heavy. It is
Yeah.
top heavy.
Whereas there's 10 to 11 teams in the West. that
The
are-
West is wide open. It's wide open. They're favorites, but I mean, like if the Jazz won the West, would you be surprised?
Nah, but they've won the West.
But that's what I mean.
You mean like to go to the finals
Yeah.
win or a
No, I
regular
mean to
season?
win. I
You
mean
mean
to
like-
win the Western Conference
Oh.
is what I mean. Yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's really between two teams in the West for like the best record.
And who? The Jazz and the Lakers?
No, the Jazz and the Suns probably.
Chris.
Yeah.
So you don't think the Lakers?
The Lakers are going under. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay, we'll make a side bet.
Okay,
on that.
no problem. Any money you want.
What's their win total?
I wanna actually start off with the Lakers. 52.5.
That is pretty high.
They have a lot of veterans who it seems like most of them are on their last call as far as this is going to be your best chance to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
They have 5 guys over the age of 36, one of them being LeBron. I personally love the Russell Westbrook signing from a regular season standpoint.
From a regular season standpoint.
Yeah, because
Interesting.
LeBron 36. AD has a history of being injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook is always available, and he's just a dude who cares about Wednesday in Detroit, Tuesday in Washington.
He brings
Where they
energy.
can-
Yeah,
where they
he
can
brings
wrestle
the
LeBron
energy.
on the
Where they can, yeah. And you could say, yo, do that Oklahoma City Thunder
Yeah.
shit you were doing,
Yeah.
and we'll run everything from you on days where those guys might want to rest. So for me, this Westbrook move, Dunbar was more of a regular season.
We spoke
signing.
about this.
Yeah.
I agreed 100% with
Yeah.
you. I absolutely agree.
What do you think about the Lakers?
Well, we already know what he thinks about the Lakers.
Yeah, I think they're gonna win the conference. I don't know how you don't say or think that they do.
You
I
think-
mean, I think that there's a lot of pieces that have to come together.
Yeah.
LeBron and
they have
Westbrook
to
gotta
mesh.
have to learn how to play together. They're not gonna get first place in the West. Not happening.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's not happening.
We're
Well,
talking about.
the
Remember,
more-
this is a regular season thing we're talking about.
Yeah. Then
No, I know.
So I feel like they're a team because of their experience. They just want to. They don't want what happened last year to happen to them.
Yeah.
Where their guys were hurt, then they're in a playing game, and then they play the Suns,
Regular
and then
season
AD
also-
gets hurt also, and they're out.
Not saying it doesn't mean much to them, but like you said, they're okay with a top 3 seed, top 4 seed, if that.
They're okay with it as long as they get home court in the first round. They're okay.
Right.
Yo,
That's fair.
honestly, I disagree. I just think they want all their bodies available.
Yeah, I mean,
They don't want to play the Jazz in the first round in Utah with the home court. That's a tough match. I mean, they'd probably still win, but
I don't want to give away too much on Utah because I have a strong take on them. But with the Lakers, I just feel like if they're a 6 seed and they're all healthy, I still think they're the favorite to win the West.
Obviously, any team prefers to be fully healthy versus having probably a higher seed, especially if one of those bodies is one of your main guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd take your main guy over 2 seeds higher, one extra game at home.
we'll know within the first month what type of Lakers team. Because they're at the disadvantage where they have to mesh and they have to gel. There was only 4 preseason games. There used to be 8. Now it's down to 4. You got the Jazz, the Nuggets. All these teams have been playing together. Their whole core has been there for the last couple of years. So you got the Lakers coming in with a brand new team, and they have to mesh, and it has to work.
Look, the thing for me, the Lakers, it's going to come down to shooting, right? Like, can they space the floor enough with those 3 guys on the floor, with Westbrook, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, right? Davis is a great shooter. LeBron's also a good shooter in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to respect his game. Westbrook, different story, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when LeBron has the ball in his hands, where are you putting Westbrook? That was kind of a problem in OKC with Westbrook and Paul George. When Paul George had the ball at the top of the key, Westbrook was like hidden in the corner because he was really just a slasher when Paul George had the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
Westbrook most effectively is in the open court when he grabs a rebound and he pushes.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be dynamic, right? Their fast break is going to be amazing.
I was going to say, how do you...
Their fast break is going to be incredible, right?
So I'm saying you better not miss a shot.
Right, like,
It's
yeah,
a
they're
bucket the
going to
other
be
way.
out and running, and they're going to convert most of their fast break opportunities. Now, are they going to hit 3-point shots? Right? Like, when defenses collapse, will they actually hit those open shots? That's the question.
Another interesting thing that I saw was Melo was starting. I know it's the preseason. They had the injury to Ariza, the injury to Taylor Orton Tucker. But Melo was actually starting. So, I mean, that beefs their shooting up somewhat. But,
And, I mean, then you got to talk about defense, too.
yeah,
right?
that's the other thing.
Because they're older, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, are they really going to play defense in the regular season? If you're 36 years old and you're like, you're
That's a good
playing,
point.
you have a random game in Sacramento, are you really going to play?
If there was ever a team just made to get to the playoffs and just be a postseason team, that's the team. That's what
it's built for the postseason.
Yeah.
It's built for the postseason.
But they have to get there together with no injuries, intact.
And that's why I'm taking the under.
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking the under on this.
Yeah, I think I'm going under also. This is a team that I like way better in the playoffs than I do in the regular season. I think so. Do you think it's fair? Like, it's year 19 for LeBron. How are they going to manage that? I don't think his thing now is about championships.
So I told you already on the last pod that I was on, he's going to be the freshest he's ever been. He didn't play in the Olympics. He had his first round exit for the first time in his career. He's going to get load managed during the regular season for the reasons, like you said, when they brought Westbrook in. He's going to give him more opportunities to rest him, give him like an off random Wednesday, Tuesday night during the week. I just feel they hear the chatter about these old guys coming together, and I think they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. I think they're going to set out to prove, people wrong about that. I honestly do. I mean, you can obviously say, they don't care about the regular season, but they want to do well because they want a good seed.
I think the only guy that has to prove something on that team is Westbrook.
Westbrook, yeah.
Well, Carmelo too.
And Melo, yeah, okay.
Carmelo too.
Fine. But we're talking about the
And
primary offensive creators, and Westbrook is going to be a big part of that, right? How many shots is Melo going to get?
well, that's the whole thing. I think, what's the name of the old Pacers coach of the Lakers again? What's his name?
Vogel.
Vogel, Frank Vogel. So it's on him to find the right combinations of substitutions. So when you have LeBron in,
Yeah, you want to stagger your stars.
exactly. So you want Westbrook to maybe run with the second unit a little bit. while LeBron's not on the floor. So when you bring LeBron in, LeBron can play point guard, and then you go and you rest Westbrook, like something along the lines of that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the way the Rockets did it when they had Chris Paul and
or the Nets last year with James Harden. They brought him in the second unit to play point guard.
Everyone tries to do. You want to stagger your stars. You want to get a little bit of rhythm.
But not just that. You got to find the right role players to play with them as well. It's not just on Westbrook and LeBron. You got to find,
And for LeBron, it's always been you need shooters. You need a pick and roll player. You need shooters. If he has a good pick and roll player and shooters around him, he's gonna have a top 10 offense.
One thing with him, you're gonna have an open shot. If you play with LeBron James, you're gonna have open jump shots.
You got to hit it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
What do you think about some of the other moves that they made? Malik Monk, bring back Rondo, Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn's good.
Ellington, you're talking about
Kendrick
shooting.
Nunn
Ellington, that was a good signing.
Yeah.
Solid vet.
Streaky guy, but when he's on. Like he's not gonna. You won't miss.
And he's there to play defense and shoot threes. No other reason.
Ellington, I wouldn't say play defense, but
to circle back to your point though, I feel like we're only spotlighting these moves because they have LeBron playing with them. About the open looks, and great shot opportunities.
About those other moves that they made, I think that's more for a depth perspective and just in case of emergency. Those guys aren't going to sniff the floor, in my opinion. They're going to go 9 deep tops. They're not going to have a deep team. They're going to have a strict rotation. Eventually, over time, like in a blowout, maybe he's looking for a spark. He'll throw in like Monk or somebody. But those guys aren't. Those guys are there to like make practice enticing and exciting and competitive. To keep these guys up to par. Light a fire under their ass, in case they're slouching or something like that. I honestly think that's what those moves were for. Or in case, like I said, an injury or something. I don't think those guys are going to be big contributors. Or maybe you get that random first round playoff game and you need a spark like how I was saying, and you throw in Kendrick Nunn. How he did. I think
Kendrick Nunn's going to have a role this year.
He might. The closeout game that the Heat had against the Bucks. He had like 25 points off the bench. Did you see that? He made like 6 threes?
Yeah.
Something like that, where they're looking for a spark.
I think these guys are going to be they're going to have more of a role than you expect. Not so much in the playoffs. Like, I don't think they're going to be going 9 deep regular season. I really do think that Westbrook move and these additions, it's a regular, keep us afloat, keep us competitive. Telling you, bro, there's a gut feeling I have where they're gonna not tank the regular season. That's a bad word to use, but they're not gonna be. They'll get blown out by like a Utah, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, what's wrong with the Lakers?"
Yeah,
right?
that happens every year, though.
But I really think they just want to get in as healthy as possible, and then from there, it's
you got to understand
guns blazing.
Really quick because I feel like I'm talking about this a lot. The basketball's a rhythm game. They want to be in a rhythm, and they want to be clicking on all cylinders when they get into the postseason. So they don't want to take the regular season for granted because it could backfire. So I think you guys are going to be surprised. Like you're saying, I get you guys are making great points about the under. I wouldn't be surprised.
So do you want the under or over?
I'm going to take the over because the Lakers were my pick since last year. So I'm taking the over, and like I said before, I think those guys are playing like they have something to prove.
Look, that's a fair point because now it's going to be 82 games again. Last year was 72.
Yeah, 82 games.
And historically, for you to be a title contender, like 55 is the sweet spot of you being one. But again, I think I see 50 and 32.
Under safer, 100% safer.
I'm on the under on this one.
Me too.